Internal links. An internal link is simply a link from one of your web pages that links to another one of your web pages. It's really important to stress that the link must be from one page to another, which are both on your website, hence the name internal. If you have a link on your website to an external website, such as Wikipedia for example, then that would not be classified as an internal link. Internal links are great for increasing the relevancy of a page, and if I haven't made it already clear, relevancy is a massive on-page SEO ranking factor. In the previous sections of the course, I ran through your typical keyword cluster. You'd have your main money page at the top, you'd have all of your blog posts which are related to that topic, and they'd all be linking back to that main piece of content, and that helps establish relevancy. And to even go a step further, I said you should be interlinking all of these blog posts together just to add even more clarity to your keyword cluster. And I even went a step further and said you should link back to your blog posts from your main money piece of content as well. So how that would actually look on a website from one page linking to another. Well, let's imagine you have your blog post on what is a table saw, and then in that piece of content you have a paragraph right here which says understanding how to use a table saw. That would be a hyperlink. When people click that, they would get directed to your other blog post on how to use a table saw. And this is pretty much what I mean when I say an internal link. Now, of course, you don't always want to use the same text. For example, if you have 5 different blog posts linking to your how to use a table saw post, you don't want to be linking to this page saying exactly the same thing, how to use a table saw, how to use a table saw, as that is very unnatural, it's a little bit spammy, and you can definitely have a negative impact on this page if it has lots of receiving links all saying the same thing. Remember, when it comes to SEO, you want to try and look as natural and organic as possible. I'm actually going to be going through the best practices on what text you should be using to link these 2 pages together, but I'm going to cover that in the next section of the course, in the link building section. As the same advice I give for link building also applies to internal links as well. But pretty much for now, you just need to know that things need to look natural, and you don't want to look like you are spamming the page by saying the same thing every time you link to it. One thing I did stress in my video earlier on in the course is that you need to be very careful on what pages you choose to link to, as if you end up linking to a page which is not relevant, you can start to confuse Google as to what your page is actually about. So let me go back to that keyword cluster example and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So here we have our money page at the top, best table saw, but instead of having 4 blog posts which are related to table saws, we have blog posts from a different cluster. We have number 1, what is a bar clamp? We've got how much does a bar clamp cost? So both of these are related to clamps. So this would be a clamp cluster. And then we have another 2 pieces of blog post content on the right side, which says how to soften paintbrushes and how to clean paintbrushes. So again, another keyword cluster. This cluster is all about paintbrushes. If we were then to add internal links from all of these 4 blog posts linking back to our table saw, we are going to confuse Google as to what our table saw content is about. Is it about clamps? Is it about paintbrushes? Or is it about table saws? We have different keyword clusters linking back to it, so it's just going to cause a lot of confusion. Now, this is why it's really important that you are super careful on what you link to. And the reason why is because if you confuse Google, that is going to lead to low rankings. And what does low rankings lead to? Well, that equals low visibility in Google. Low visibility equals low website traffic. And you guessed it, low traffic equals low affiliate revenue. So it's really important you give extra care and attention to what pages link to what. But in a nutshell, don't link to anything irrelevant. That's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next one.